Hello,
Hello,
I'm Sam,
and I'm Sam.
and we're the Sams.
We are the Sams. Coming to you live or recorded, depending on when you watch it. But today was curious what your thoughts were about, what's happening in conversation with Kwame Brown and whether or not you think it transcends sports. I'm of the belief that the conversation that's being had, for those who don't know who Kwame Brown is, he was a former number one overall pick in the NBA. And for most of his career has sort of been synonymous with with the bus, essentially suggesting that he did not reach expectation in a significant way, despite having a 13-year career and being picked up by 7 teams. So, I think we've dispelled with the word at this point. But to me, I think the conversation is much deeper than what his statistical averages were while he played in the league. I think it's more about the perception of labeling a person in a way where you are minimizing their value as a person, and in a way that makes it acceptable for others to also minimize their value. And so to me, I think that's part of the larger conversation that's taking place right now. And there are those who think it's just about sports, and that Kwame is in a state where he's just bitter, or he's salty about all the things that he's not willing to take it anymore. But I think it's something else.
Well, I agree with you that it does transcend more than basketball, because, as everyone knows, I am not a basketball connoisseur. I at all. I didn't know who Kwame Brown was, and some of these other people that with these interviews I had to Google. I guess what pulled me in with Kwame Brown in his initial video was what he was saying about black men supporting each other, uplifting each other, and really digging deeper than, because like he said, he hasn't said anything in 20 years. No one really before this point even heard him speak. But even with these additional videos, it's just like he is really about something. And you have all these athletes that talk a good game, but where are they helping the community and supporting young black boys, supporting marriage, things like that? So I feel like his conversation spans larger than sports, but you have the people that get it and the people that don't get it and just think he's angry and sad and needs a hug because he wasn't that great of a basketball player, and that has nothing to do with it. But why are you diminishing his accomplishments that he did do? Like, he made it into the NBA. How many people don't? So it's like he made it in this elite league, and whether he is, overall blah 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 top scorer or not, he still made it in there. Like, he was able to stay for 13 years. There's some people you're like, oh, I did a season. Okay. So,
Yeah. And again, I think even his staying power in the league, I think it's just sort of like a testament to the fact that the whole conversation is just absurd. But ultimately, he doesn't make any bones about, his time there. He knows how successful he was. But what I also draw from the conversations is really sort of more the encouraging those to pursue what it is that makes everybody uniquely who they are, right? Not relying on the system in a way that doesn't allow you to pursue independence. So for all those who have things on the back burner, different interests, different desires, there's no time better than the present to do it. And so that's why I feel like the conversation is much larger than sports.
And you know, another thing, I also think we may have not heard from him if, like, the Matt Barnes, Stephen A.
Jackson.
Smith, Jackson,
His name.
clown, Steven Jackson, if they weren't disrespectful. Like, they could have said the facts, said the numbers, said the stats, whatever, but they were disrespectful when Miss Bus was there.
And even that, you know, that's not, I mean, it's something that happened. And I think what, you know, to the point is, like, it could have been resolved with a conversation, right? Kwame spoke with him privately, allegedly, and, you know, he did not, it wasn't his intent at that point that it would spiral or turn into what this is. But, you know, he's not shying away from the opportunity at this point, because he realizes that this is his moment to deliver a message to a larger platform. So, you know, everything does happen for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's something that could have still been bottled, but it wasn't. And I'm glad that it wasn't. And I don't believe it was supposed to. You know, I think this is a larger conversation. And I know I'm not the only one who's sort of reacting to it the way that I am. And as much as as much as it seems like, you know, everyone should sort of see it, you know, I also recognize not everyone feels the same way, you know, so to each his own. But, you know, we'll see what happens in the future. But I know for ourselves, you know, even coming together and getting in front of you guys and, you know, putting our, you know, first couple of episodes together, like, this is part of sort of that, we could call it a natural progression, but maybe we got a little bit of a nudge, you know,
Right.
through the whole Kwame experience of just, you know, living free, you know, like, we're living free.
Everyone
you know,
has
so,
a voice, and, you know,
and you
we
can
should
use your own voice.
Right. You share, and there are people that want to listen and people that choose not to, and that's okay.
Right. It's okay, folks.
Yeah. But you're going to watch
and
it.
the cool thing is, like, I like the idea that you don't have to cancel someone you don't agree with. You know, like,
Right.
there's still things that you can learn from somebody you don't agree with.
We don't agree on everything.
No,
Not
we
even.
don't. And I think that's what's so beautiful about it, is that we learn from each other because we don't agree and we're not the same, you know. So I don't know. We just want to, you know, it's our second episode, you know, we're taking the steps and you know what I mean, trying to do the things that have been in us to do. It's no time better than the present. So here we are, Sam and Sam. Till next time, have a good night, folks.
Stay blessed, people.